Hi everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, so the products that I use you can buy from Stampin' Up through me at the address at the top of the screen and it's linked below. Alright, today I have a bunny that I made, well, a bunny head that I made using a couple different punches, which you can substitute something similar if you don't have all of this. For this piece here, I use the layering circle dies. These two little cheek things are actually from an old retired stamp set, and it is the gingerbread dies, but you can use a 1/2-inch circle punch, which we don't have anymore, but that's good for a 1/2-inch circle punch. The ears are from the Ladybug Builder Punch. They're the wings. The inside of the ears is from the medium daisy punch. And the eyes are actually from this side of the detail trio punch. Alright, but you can just put circles. You can use some of our classic matte dots and just have a circle eye if you want to. But I made this box that holds some more foiled eggs. Chocolate eggs, and it is 3.5 by 2 3/4 by 1 inch, and it doesn't have to be foil eggs because it's pretty large, so you could fit a couple different snacks in there, treats. I also used Easter Friends for the sentiment. I used the layering circle dies for these two pieces, and I used the Abstract Beauty Designer Series paper, and this is the stitched rectangle dies. Alrighty, so this is what we need here. We need a piece of Blushing Bride that is 10 by 5 3/4. We need a polished pink circle and a Blushing Bride scallop circle, both from the layering circle dies. And the smooth circle is 2 1/8, and the scallop circle is 2 1/4. And I ran the 2 1/8 circle through the dots embossing folder. Okay. We need, from the layering circle dies out of basic white, a 1 3/8 inch circle. I have 2 of these. These are from the gingerbread dies, but 2 1/2-inch punches, circle punches out of Blushing Bride. Okay, we need 4 pieces, sorry, of the Abstract Beauty Designer Series paper. That's the 4x6. We need 1 or 2. You could do, on this one I put one inside just because I had a piece left over, but I didn't do that for this one. 1 or 2 that are 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. 2 that are 3 1/4 by 3/4, and 2 that are 2 1/2 by 3/4. Okay, we need a scrap of Blushing Bride, and we need a scrap of basic white. Before we make the box, I want to do the bunny first. So I'm going to take my silicone mat, and alright, so we need some more basic white. I'm going to take the Ladybug Builder Punch, and I'm going to cut the wings out of white. Okay, and that's going to be the bunny's ears. I got the 2 1/2-inch circles, and now I forgot to get basic black. So out of the basic black, we're going to take 2 of these. It's like a little, I don't know what you call it, a dash. It's like a topper for you to put ribbon through, but they make perfect dies, so that's what I used for that. And we also need from the Blushing Bride cardstock, we need a medium daisy. Now, if you have the large daisy, it would probably work also, but I only have the medium, that's why. And I'm just going to cut 2 petals off. That's all we need. Alright, first we're going to work on the ears. And you also need, you take your pick tool and some glue. All right, so let's do the ears first, okay? So I'm going to separate these two petals. All right, I'm going to put a little dab of glue over here. And I'm going to get the sticky side of my take your pick tool. And I'm going to pick up one, and I'm going to just put a little on it and then rub it. And then put it, just make sure that end is at the edge, okay? So that we can cover it with the rest of the head. And pick the other one up. Put this guy's gonna have glue on. I'm gonna have to use my eraser. Okay, there we go. All right. Now I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of glue right at the bottom. And we're going to take the 1 3/8 inch circle, and we're going to put it right on top. Just going to try to make sure that his ears are even. That's too far. Okay, that's good. All right. Now I'm going to pick up one of the 1/2 inch circles. I'm going to put it right down here. That's one of the cheeks. And then the other one next to it. And I make them touch. Okay. Then we want the eyes. So I'm just going to get a little bit of glue. And I'm going to slant them a little bit because it gives them a little bit of character. Just a little bit of slant. I just don't want them straight up and down. All right. Okay, now we need from the, now you can use anything for the nose that you have, but I'm going to use one of the adhesive back hexagons. I'm going to use the largest one, that's Blushing Bride there. I'm going to put it right down there between the two circles at the lowest point on the top, and that's the nose. All right. Okay, now I'm going to take my black Stampin' Up marker and the skinny end. I'm just going to put some little dots on his cheeks where his whiskers would come out. And then I'm going to put 3 eyelashes on each eye on the top. Okay. And then we're just going to let this dry while we do our box. Okie dokie. All right, so we need our piece of base Blushing Bride that is 10 by 5 3/4. And I'm going to start on the 10-inch side. And we're going to score at 1, 4 1/2, 5 1/2, and 9. And then we're going to turn it to the 5 3/4 side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 1 1/2, 4 1/4, and 5 1/4. And the measurements are on my blog, which is linked below. Okay, and now I'm just going to fold and burnish. Okay, now these are even on both sides, okay? So what we're looking for is to have the skinniest rectangles on the top and the bottom. And this is what we're going to do. Okay? All right, so let's start over here on the left. And the skinny rectangles top and bottom. We're going to go over to the first score line and cut up to the second one. Okay, we're going to take off this bottom rectangle and then wedge each side of the square. Okay. All right, now we're going to move to the other side of these two rectangles and cut it straight to the second score line. Skip this square and rectangle and cut up to the second score line next to it. Okay. We're going to take off the bottom rectangle and wedge each side of the square. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to turn it so that the skinny rectangles are on the left and the right. All right. Now, we're going to go in to the second score line and cut it straight up to the second score line. Okay, hold on. Okay, see, we took all that off. Okay, go over to the next score line and we're going to cut straight up to the second score line again. And this is our top flap. And then we're going to get rid of, there's 4 pieces. 3 rectangles on a square. And we're just going to take that off. Okay. Alright, now we're going to turn it with the skinny rectangles on the top and bottom again. Right here on the left is a square and a rectangle. Go on the side of them and cut up to the second score line, cut off the bottom rectangle, and wedge each side of the square. Okay, go to the other side of these 2 rectangles and cut them straight up to the second score line, cut off the bottom rectangle, and wedge each side of the square. Okay, and now what we want to do is use our detail trio punch again to round the corners. Now this time we're only going to round the corners on this end, the end that's away from the top. Okay, it doesn't matter if you do both ends, but I just wanted to do the one end and then make the other end straight. Okay. So this is what your cardstock should look like after you've scored it, cut it, and rounded these 2 corners here. Okay, now I'm going to take my tear and tape and I'm going to put 2 pieces on each tab. All right, one at the score line and one close to the edge. Okay, and we're going to start on the left. I'm going to get my take your pick tool and I'm going to take the backings off of the tabs that are on the left here. Okay, and I'm going to take the top score line here and make it straight with the side of this rectangle. Okay, and then go to the other side and do the same thing. All right, now we'll go to the next set, and we're going to have, the flap is going to be loose, so we're putting everything towards the 2 tabs are going to go together to each other. the 2 sets of tabs, I should say. Okay, and the score line here at the top of the tab, straight with the side of the rectangle. And this piece is going to be flapping. It's not going to be attached. And then the last one, just like that. And that's our box. Okay, now we're going to put on the DSP. Okay, so we're going to take one piece that is 3 1/4 by 2 1/2, and that goes on the top. And you can put another piece of this on the inside also if you want to. And then 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 for the long side, and 2 1/2 by 3 1/4 for the short sides. And the short side is going to go on this, not on the inside one. Oops. Oh well. Alright, I made an error. I told you not to do it, and I did it. I put the piece inside instead of on the back and on the flap. I'll just cut another one later and I'll put it on the back. It's best not to put one here because we're going to be putting the Velcro dots there, and it's just easier for adhesion, I think, if there's not extra paper there. But I mean, it will still work. Alright, now let's do the Velcro dots. And this is 5/8 inch sides. And I'm going to take one side and I'm going to put it on the front, or you could put one here, and then the other side of it goes on top of it, the adhesive facing you, and then just make sure that it closes straight, that everything's straight, and then just place it on there. Just kind of push gently, pull it up, and then reinforce both sides. Alrighty, and that's our box. I'm just going to transfer all these in here so that when there's something in it, it's easier to push on it. It's a lot of eggs, so it'd be good if you put a Kit Kat or 2 in there, or some other candies or gifts. Alright, now our bunny is done. Isn't he cute? He's so cute. Alright, now we have our scalloped circle and smooth circle from the Layering Circle dies. The smooth circle again is 2 1/8, scalloped is 2 1/4, Blushing Bride, and this is polished pink. And I used the dots embossing folder from the Checks and Dots. I thought it was going to be smaller when I first got it, but it makes kind of a little bit larger. I don't know if you can see yet. There you go. Dots on that. Alright, so we need some liquid glue, and we'll just attach them together. And then I'm going to get some dimensionals for the back of the bunny. I'll put one on the head and one on each ear. Okay, and I'm just going to center it on the circles. All right. And then we need to do a little stamping, and we need another piece of basic white and some tuxedo black ink, and the sentiment is from Easter Friends. It's Happy Easter, but whatever sentiment you have that you want to use, because I know I'm using a lot of different things. Not everyone has it all. Great. Okay, and then I'm going to use from the rectangle stitch die, this die, which is the second smallest in this side bunch. It's the longer ones, long and skinny ones. Alright, I'm just going to put this on there with some low-tack tape. Make sure it's straight. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut it, and I will cut it with my machine, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, and that's our sentiment. Okay, and I'm going to just take some glue, and I'm going to put it about 1/4 inch from the bottom of the DSP. Okay, and I'm only going to I'm going to leave the last about 1/4 inch with no glue on each side. And then I'm just going to center it on here. Have about the same amount hanging over the side on each edge. Just give that a second to dry. Okay, and then I'm going to take some more dimensionals and put them on the back of our bunny embellishment. I'm just going to have the bottom edge touching the sentiment, and then just even out the sides and press. Oh, I got ink there. Alright, and now let's do a little embellishing. I'm going to use the Loose Flower Flourishing dot, Loose Flower Flourishes, and a glue dot. And I'm going to take one of the large polished pink ones and put the glue dot right in the middle. Take it up with take your pick tool, and then I'm going to put it right on the left ear. Okay. And for the final touch, I'm just going to take some of the 2021 to 2023 in color jewels, and I'm going to use the I think it's Pale Papaya, but I don't know what's in here. There's 2 yellowish colors, but it goes nicely. So, all right, I'm going to take a large one, put it before the sentiment, and then 2 little ones. One like right here, and one up over here. And, oh, I lied, this is the final touch. It gives the eyes a little bit more life if you put a little bit of Wink of Stella in there. You might not be able to see it on the screen, but it really brings them, gives them depth, let's say. Okay, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, my email is below. You can also leave a question in the comments. I check them every day. And if you would like to join my team, the link is below for that. All the supplies are on my blog. They're also below, but on my blog has all the measurements, so that's linked down there. All right, I would love it if you were subscribed and hit the like button. And I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.